Welcome back to Q&A with HPK. This is our Social Security Matters segment. And why does Social Security matter? Number one, it's big. You've paid a lot of money into the system throughout your lifetime, and most likely throughout your lifetime you will collect hundreds of thousands of dollars, and some of you may even collect over $1 million into your household from Social Security, so it's big. Number two, it's complicated. There are over 2,700 rules in Social Security, and many people believe it's as complicated as the tax code. Number three, this information is hard to find. If you go online looking for information about Social Security, there's a good chance you'll come away with more questions than you found answers. And it's really hard to get this information from the understaffed Social Security Administration. And it's difficult to find information customized to you. So it's big, it's complicated, and this information is hard to find. This video is the first of a series of 3 on how to get the largest check possible from Social Security. Today I will be covering how your earnings affects your Social Security check. In the next video, I'll be talking about why it might make sense to delay as long as possible. And then in the last video, I will talk about how to avoid the reductions that you may suffer while collecting Social Security. So how does earnings throughout your lifetime affect your Social Security? The first thing to understand is to come up with your monthly number, they look at your highest 35 years of earnings, not the most recent. It's the highest 35 years throughout your work life. And it's got to be 35 years. If, for example, you work for 25 years and then you retire and you no longer have income that you're paying into the system, into the Social Security system, then they will take 25 years and then the other 10 years will be zeros. So it's got to be 35 years. So what they do is they look at each year of your earnings and they index it. Essentially what they're doing is trying to figure out, for example, what you made in 1987, how much would that be equivalent to in today's dollars? So for somebody born in 1960 or later, if you made $17,500 in 1987, in the calculation, they're actually going to credit you with $52,832. What they're saying is $17,500 of earnings in 1987 is equivalent to $52,832 in today's dollars. So they index each of your years of earnings, they take the highest 35, they add them all together, and they divide that by 420, which is the number of months in 35 years. So all of those earnings divided by 420, and they come up with a number called AIME. Some people call it AIME, Average Index Monthly Earnings. It's an average because they divide it by 420. It's indexed because they figure out what you made in prior years and equate it to current dollars. And that's your monthly earnings. So they take your average index monthly earnings and they apply it to the PIA formula. PIA stands for Primary Insurance Amount. It's the most important number in Social Security. It's what they base all of their calculations off of. So here is the PIA formula. So they take your average earnings, apply it to the formula, and then they come up with your PIA. Where do you find your primary insurance amount? It's the number that you are expected to get at your full retirement age. If you're born 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. So look on your Social Security statement, look at what you will be getting on a monthly basis at the age of 67, and that's your primary insurance amount. So you can see that as you make more money throughout your lifetime, it can increase your Social Security check. It's important to note you only get credit up to the FICA earnings limit. FICA stands for the Federal Insurance Contribution Act. That's the 6.2% of your wages that you pay into Social Security. In 2021, the FICA limit was $142,800. So in 2021, if you made $10 million, in your Social Security calculation, they're only going to show $142,800 because that's the limit at which you pay the 6.2% into Social Security. In 2022, that number is $147,000. So again, if you make $10 million in 2022 for Social Security purposes, you're only going to get credited with $147,000 because after $147,000, you're not paying that 6.2% into Social Security. So your average earnings throughout your lifetime certainly can help you to get a bigger check. Think about working additional years if you do not have 35 years. Think about maximizing how much of your income is subject to the 6.2% FICA, because that will help you to increase your Social Security check from your earnings. So the next video is going to be about why it might make sense to delay as long as possible. If you would like to learn more about Social Security, give us a call. Give us a call at 833-HPK-PLAN. We incorporate Social Security into our planning process, and our planning process is called DREAM, D-R-E-A-M. DREAM stands for Discover, Reduce Stress, Expectations, Action Steps, and Moving Forward. So we incorporate our Social Security planning into your overall DREAM plan. Again, if you'd like more information, contact us at 833-HPK-PLAN.